sharing.
Mine says now streaming.
Hi, everybody. So hopefully we
Hello.
are live for you guys. I'm gonna check on my phone. That's my little routine. Um, I want to wish Anya lots and lots of love right now, you guys. So somebody passed away in her family. So if you could send her some love, that would be really an awesome thing to do. Um, oh yeah, we're live.
Oh,
Okay,
I got the
so
notification.
um, if you could send Anya some love, that would be great. And we're going to talk about the energies here at the beginning, and then you guys can go ahead and ask questions. But we've had a big couple of weeks, haven't we, Amelia?
Oh my gosh, it has
Amelia's
been
here. Yay.
so intense. It's been,
Oh,
I
so
get
intense.
messages and they're like, what's going on today? What's going on? I get, why am I feeling this way?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a really kind of not necessarily rocky and hard, but it's been very intense. And I feel like it's kind of settling down again, but it's going to ramp up again, you guys. So it seems like Thursday night, and I'm not going to predict this is the big night, but Thursday night seems to be when we ramp up into the weekend, and then we're just going to go full force for probably another week.
And so
So
tonight,
starting today,
today,
yeah,
yeah,
um,
the timing is
we
right.
will probably have a lot of changes happen. So whether they're energetic or they show up in the world, which I think there is a group that is planning to have something show up in the world. But we also have a huge, a bunch of huge things that are happening all at the same time. So the eclipse is happening, which I do think is a constructed thing.
Mhm.
Um, the comet is happening. And then there's some other things that have been thrown in there, I think, for the shock and awe factor to get people to pay attention, which are 3D things. And I'm not very worried about those. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not worried
Anyway,
either. I'm just ready. I'm just been ready for a while, I think.
yeah. Well, and last night too, and maybe over the last few days we've been ramping up to it, but last night we cleared a big layer of what I would call criminal activity, but not with the ones we're normally thinking of. So this would be kind of the mind is gone, the mind is tweaked and screwed up, and they've committed crime that way because there's like a sickness within them. So I feel like we cleaned that up pretty well last night, and it made for some interesting dreams.
Yeah, I remember
Uh,
something interesting, but then I feel like I slept really well at the same time. So
mhm.
something definitely calmed down by the end of the night for me.
Yeah, I felt like that too. Like it was cleanup time. And in my dream, somebody went, to jail after they had been found out what they were doing. So I think
Mm,
a lot of stuff is getting cleaned up in layers. So if you
hmm.
think of the layers of the soil, we're going down through the layers and clearing up the energies that don't need to be there anymore. So
Yay.
yeah, that's really good.
Hmm.
I think that's basically it, except for we wanted to talk about how there's another wave of awakening. Next wave, like just an encouragement. That's a great thing to do if you know any of them.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Make them not feel so crazy.
Yeah. Or that it's going to be so hard because some of them are
Hmm.
awakening to some of the nasty things that have happened. And if you can say, yeah, that's totally true. I knew about that a while ago. And these are some of the things that are coming that are actually good so that they
Hmm.
don't get stuck in that. Yeah. So that came up. Yep. So QFA had heavy energies last night, so they were feeling it. All
Mm,
right. So if you guys have questions, we are happy to answer some questions today,
yes.
and we'll answer as many as we can.
And I've got
So
cards ready to go if anybody needs some visuals with that too. I like those. That's fun for
that's
me.
fun. Something just fell off the washing machine in the other room. I was like, what is that?
That's been happening a lot in my house. Things have been falling out of nowhere or just making sounds all around my house. Weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A
Weird.
lot more. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that ETs are getting us ready for contact and we are just not really aware like of them physically. But it's interesting because you almost know if they're in the house and you step around them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't
Yeah.
know if you've experienced that, but it's been interesting. And
It's been
it's great,
interesting.
really. It's just the
Yeah.
body's not ready.
Right. I've been definitely picking up on some newer energies the last few weeks. For some reason, they all love my bedroom. So I don't know why that is. Maybe it's my most cozy place, but that's where they all end up, it seems. So,
Yeah. Well, because that's where we relax. So they need
mhm.
us to raise our vibration to contact us. So they end up like at the end of the bed. That's where I saw them. And then
Mm.
I closed my eyes right away. I was like, oh no, I can't do that. I can't see, so they were there to talk to me and I was like having none of it. I was like, no, sorry. So that was funny. Um,
Oh,
so people are now asking some questions.
okay. Let's catch up
So
here.
Joni wants to know if things will improve in her marriage. Uh, make sure you're zoomed out, I would say, because maybe the improvement isn't exactly in the way you expect it to be. And letting go of how you want it to look may let it improve faster, is what comes into me. But what are you getting on that, Amelia?
Yes, I'm feeling like there's potentially divine feminine energy that's trying to clear as well. And so, um, maybe for both of you. So once that starts to balance out, I think things will get, and then there'll be a new perspective as you're describing.
Yeah. Somebody's asking they have to move by the end of June. Will the money come in by then?
Oh,
I,
this
I'm
question.
done predicting that. But I will say what I did today, you guys, is I sat with it and I imagined that I was doing the things that I'm going to be doing in like a really big way when that does happen.
Hmm.
So you can bring money in lots of different ways. Let the universe bring it to you, but imagine your ideal situation
Hmm.
and then
Hmm.
release it.
Yeah, there's a lot of we're reclaiming our power right now, and that's part of it, I think, with the solar plexus energies too.
Yeah, I think so too. So Sherry had a dream and someone was like looking into her house. So
Ooh.
yeah, I feel like we breached that layer last night to clean up and it wasn't a pretty layer, but it really needs to be cleaned. So,
Hmm.
so Jilly is starting a well drilling business. Will it be a success? I get yes.
Yeah, that feels pretty good.
Yeah.
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 Feeling some sort of partnership or not maybe not even like a direct partnership, but something connected with it somehow.
Yeah. So somebody's son, I kind of lost where it was, is
I
in a
see it.
conflict at work. Will it resolve? I feel like it's going to be neutralized, so nobody will win either
Hmm.
way. Um,
Yeah, it feels like there's a
But that's
dip
all I
to get
really,
there. Yeah.
yeah. A lot of people want to know. So Gypsy Mama wants to know what's going on with her and her divine partner. There's actually a lot of growth going on under the surface. It hasn't come like reached the bubble point yet. Like it's not showing up for you yet. So just kind of work on yourself and hold space. That's what I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, Mary is a magnet for money. I love that. Good
Yes.
job, Mary.
I'm
Um,
worthy of abundance, right? We're just all worthy of
mhm,
it. Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Will things improve for my eldest daughter? Tammy is asking. Um,
Mm. She's working through some things in her head.
yeah,
Hmm.
I think she'll have safe travels. I think she'll
Hmm.
be annoyed by the travel, but I feel like she'll be safe. And she's just got a lot of stuff to kind of wade through. She'll
Hmm.
be okay eventually. It just takes time sometimes if you have a lot of stuff. Okay, so Handle with Care wants to know how to shift her
Oh,
grief and stress from this thing that's happened with her sister.
I went through a similar, well, not similar, but anything legal is so stressful.
Yeah,
And say take care of
nature.
your adrenals, nature, grounding,
Yeah.
just really putting up some healthy boundaries.
Oh, so look for Alice said, I was told having so she almost made contact with a hybrid child or was invited to, and she could feel him close, but then lost contact and
Oh.
was told he passed. Feel like it resolved. So just
Mm.
by you being in contact, the lifetime resolved. So he was able to be free. I don't feel like he was that healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't feel, I feel like it was hard to be hybrid.
It reminds me of a dream I had with a young girl. Similar energy to me.
Hmm.
Interesting. Interesting.
Um, so Jane says the younger, maybe it's her youngest, has been estranged from us. Why is it's heartbreak? They're really trying to like assert their own like power, and they're doing it in a way that maybe isn't in their best interests. So it'll take a while for that to resolve itself. It's all about drama, feels like there's a lot of drama attached to it within their head.
And they're
Um,
definitely living out of the ego, right? So
yeah.
it's pulling a lot of energy from that.
So I'm not going to answer the one about the,
Mm, I see that.
yeah. If we were on Rumble, I would, but I'm still not going to answer it here. I think that anybody that did that, that had already decided not to be here is probably already gone. So most people are able to transmute, or maybe it wasn't what we thought it was in the first place. So I
Hmm.
will say that. Yeah.
Yeah, most of the shifts I've been seeing around those that I know who have worked through or, settled in a spot where they're going to be from that
Yeah.
for sure.
So Jill is asking, is producing art part of her purpose? And will I be successful? How you bring the astral into this reality? Will it bring in money? That's honestly up to you, where you feel worthy. So I would work on worthiness. Um, make sure that you don't have anything in the way of bringing in money. Because if you want to bring in abundance, it will come no matter what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Robin wants to know if she's gonna meet her soulmate, or maybe Robin is male, I don't know. So really, I would say become your own soulmate right now.
Mm-hmm.
Become the person that you want to be with. Really start enjoying yourself, and then you're going to be a magnet to your soulmate.
Yeah. And for some people, I've been getting to that once we move into a bigger space of, I call it the switch energies, it's going to be much more obvious and more clearly seen when we're in that space too.
Mhm. Yeah. So Ramona wants to know, will her son beat his alcohol addiction? I feel like it's up in the air.
It is. I feel it right here in the chest.
Yeah.
Like,
He has not decided where he wants to be.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
So just hold space for him to get well. Um, Sybil, I feel like it's important to maybe go see a naturopathic doctor at this point and really focus on cleaning the body, getting all of the pathways open
Mm-hmm.
and cleaning the body of all funguses and parasites and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we're not doctors, so we're not giving you medical advice, but I would say to actually seek out a naturopathic MD that can help you. Because they
Mm-hmm.
can do all the tests, but they can also give you medicine that's good for you.
Yeah, that feels right. And some grounding
Yeah.
energy and some other things be helpful too.
Do you see anything?
I was tuning in to see if, some of the life wave patches would be helpful. It feels like they would. And I totally agree with cleansing the body.
Mm-hmm.
And any stuck emotions too in the subconscious.
Yeah. You want to deal with your subconscious, get things out. The LifeWave patches are very helpful. I've really enjoyed them. They've kind of been like a boon to getting well, because you're reverse aging, so you have
Mhm.
more energy to do what you need to do.
Yes,
And so we'll put Amelia's link. So Amelia is partnered with me, so we'll put her under here at the end. I'm not, can't do it now, but um,
I can
so
stick it in there while
Barbara's,
you're reading.
yeah, Barbara's having trouble with her hips and the tendons. I would it is generational, but you also need some collagen. So I would do the collagen and also work on anything. So the hips tend to be the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Like that's where they connect, and it's the survival stuff that's connected there at the hip joints. So try and clear the things that are connected to that in your generational family. So your mother and your father. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. And sometimes it can, like, I see sometimes with hips too, it kind of zigzags throughout the body. So if there's a shoulder issue or a jaw or a back of the neck, sometimes it's
Mm-hmm.
connected.
Yeah, that makes sense. Um, anything positive for the country of South Africa? I just
Ooh.
get you guys are gonna shine. You're
Hmm.
gonna shine.
That's an
So,
interesting one.
mhm. Africa is going to be so transformed over the next several years. And I feel like the music, like the heartbeat of the music, the beat is really there. like the beauty of dance and music and all that kind of stuff. Like it's still in a very rustic and awesome way. Very pure. So I see Africa, the whole of Africa, being really amazing in the future.
Hmm. Yeah, South Africa has gone through a lot. It's time for it to just completely heal and regenerate.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay, so Shirley hasn't seen her daughter for 14 years due to a religious cult.
Mm.
Is this the year we reunite? It actually feels more like next year to me.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, this year's the year that maybe that all falls apart for her,
Hmm.
but she won't reach out right away. It doesn't feel like she'll kind of balance herself somewhat before she reaches out.
Yeah. It's got to really contemplate things to move on
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay. So Love and Light has seeding gums and she's doing the oil pulling and using clay to brush her teeth. There's no bleeding, but it's getting painful, like they're receding quite a ways.
Mm.
Um, Something else going on there. Like
Yeah,
they
there
need
is.
stimulation in a different way. Yeah, so I would break all the contracts that have to do with teeth and not
Hmm.
speaking your truth.
Hmm.
Um,
I'm hearing
and there
stand your
needs to be some
ground.
sort of stimulation of the gums, like up higher. Feels
Hmm.
like to encourage them to go back.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hearing
Yeah.
stand your ground as well. So in correlation with that somehow. Um, yeah, when you said stimulate the gums, I saw like electricity going through them.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm feeling too. So you might want to seek out a holistic dentist and see what their treatments are. But the first thing I would do is cut all those contracts that have to do with your teeth
Hmm.
and your health.
I could feel those too.
Hmm. So sinus issues, nose stuff is a big symptom of moving energy, but sinuses are also like a cave
Hmm.
that grows fungus.
Hmm.
So uh you can do peroxide in a nebulizer. That helps a lot. And like I said, we're not doctors. Or you could also, there's a something going around about golden seal. So look up golden seal for
Hmm.
sinuses. My parents used to give me golden seal when I was a kid. It is the most horrific tasting stuff ever. And they
Strong.
would mix it with honey and stick that spoon in my mouth. So that was the only thing that I absolutely freaked out when it was time for. So just be aware you may not like it,
I use a
but
tincture with golden seal and it's very strong tasting, but also your small
it works.
intestine, yeah, oh,
Yeah.
really well. Your small intestine is connected to sinuses too, so gut health and
Hmm.
sinus health are a direct correlation too.
Yeah. So Jilly wants to know, is there hope for her and her boyfriend to make it? Oh, she feels he's a narcissist.
Oh, yeah, I'm being pushed back in my
He's just
area.
got a lot of damage,
Hmm.
you know, because a narcissist is like it's like an empath gone bad, you know, like an
Hmm.
empath that is so distorted that they just become almost like a parasite. Um,
Hmm.
so ask yourself first, what do you want to work out? Like, if you feel that he has to change in order for you to be with him, feel that out. Like, is that really appropriate for you? And is that in your highest good?
Hmm. Yeah, I see two
So,
different timelines. So it's like one of you will need to either shift. you know, to be in that same space with each other and healing work, of course. So,
Mhm. Yeah. So Chris, my voice is going now, was diagnosed with osteoporosis. Will it get better as our bodies change? It will, but we also need the building blocks. So silica is one of the biggest things.
mhm.
Minerals are very important. Calcium actually is not as important. So go look up what bones are made of and make sure you're getting enough of it.
And I'm hearing protein and
Because,
amino acid support too
yeah.
as like a precursor.
Mhm. So
So,
really start looking at your diet. And one thing that unfortunately cow's milk does is it needs protein to digest in a human body, and it takes that protein from the bones. So I would switch to A2 milk if you're drinking cow's milk or eating cheese from cows. Anything that comes from a cow, I would try to take that out of there right now.
mhm.
Yeah. So I know when I quit drinking milk because I went on an elimination diet and my asthma went away. So when I quit drinking milk, my nails went from being flimsy and you could actually like peel layers of the nail to the hardest things you've ever seen. So it really makes a big difference.
I never liked it growing up, so I
I
avoided
didn't
it
like it
most
when I
times.
found out what it is, but I really liked cereal when I was in my 20s.
Me too. That's when soy milk was popular, which is not a good choice either. So,
No. Yeah. So Magina says that her partner is bipolar. He is cold and weird to her.
um,
He needs to find out who he is. Oh, they have a little son. It is a heavy situation.
mhm. I feel that.
He's almost got like two souls going on in the body that are fighting with each other.
Mhm.
And once in a
Yes.
while, something else comes in, it feels like. So he's kind of wide open.
Mhm. Yeah, and they in German new medicine they call it a constellation where it affects both sides of the brain. And so
Mhm.
definitely I'm feeling like pressure almost on both sides, like they're just something needs to reconnect and heal and like you said, whatever's coming in as well.
Yeah, I would ask his angelics to come down, and if he's willing to resolve the issue, they need to talk to his inner child. So the angels need to ask the inner child, what do you want? Who do you want to be your soul guide?
Mhm.
And then it needs to be closed up once that's decided. And he
Mhm.
may or may not allow that. It really is up to him.
Right. Some people are very comfortable where they are right now.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, Linda wants to know, is she ill? I get no. Definitely could be purging.
Yeah, a lot of
Purging
detox
is crazy.
responses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of stuff I'm seeing coming up and out, as I say.
Yeah,
Coming to
fun.
the surface and trying to leave the body, and it does. It feels like, what they would call, you know, a cold or
Hmm.
something or beyond. So,
Yeah. So Supernova says she has a lot of orbs around and you're not sure how to communicate or what the reason is, please advise. Some of them are old family members. Some of them are soul tribe. They're all here to support you. So what I would do is just ask them for a sign if they're trying to like relay a message to you. I mean, soon it won't be so hard to figure out what they want, but it's not, your mind is not quite ready. And most people's are not quite ready. You
No.
could do automatic writing in the morning and see what comes in if you want.
Yeah, I'm hearing the word support. It's just extra support as well.
Yeah, they're here for your
Mm-hmm.
highest good. That's what it feels like to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, so B has all of a sudden has high blood pressure. It is due to changes in your life, but also changes in a parallel that feels like it's trying to resolve. So you're going to want to probably do cayenne. Pomegranate juice is really, really good for blood
Mm.
pressure. So
Support
I get some of
kidneys.
that.
Yeah.
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 So support
Supporting.
your veins and your blood pressure. Um, and also break the contract with that other part of yourself that's having all this drama go on in their parallel, and ask your angels and soul. And all of us, you guys are having stuff like this right now. Ask your angels and your soul to go and get that part of itself so it can bring it home to the oversoul.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't need unresolved parallels that are pulling on us.
Mm-hmm.
And they're pulling because they need to be resolved.
Yep. And
So,
and the self-forgiveness, I think, is a big connection to that too.
yeah. So Kathy wants to know if her husband will completely lose his memory. I get no.
Mm.
But,
Mm-mm.
you may want to do some supportive things for him for that.
I think the clean slate would be a great option to help clear whatever is blocking in the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I put my mother on a certain thing called Fen and then Ben and then Duh and then Zol.
Mm-hmm.
And that was amazing.
Yeah.
So just getting rid of parasitic infection is really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Lion's
That's
mane,
massive.
all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yes. I'm doing a lot of daily mini support for that just in my own world.
Mhm. Yeah. Like black seed oil, I'm taking that every day. I've got the
Mm-hmm.
LifeWave patches on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing adrenal support. So, and I've quit eating sugar,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't eat a whole lot of sugar in the first place, but quitting sugar has made a big difference too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
massive. Yeah, I'm using a lot more homeopathy and essential oils when I usually use a lot, but on top of the patches too. But I'm simplifying some energetic things that I've been doing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. There's some days where I'm just like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do anything, you know? You're kind of like, no, I'm done. Not today. And that happens probably twice a week, I think, where I just don't take
mhm.
anything or do anything.
Yep, same here.
So,
Usually like a Saturday
yeah.
or Sunday for me. Hmm.
hmm So this is a really fun question. Emma, the cat and friends says, what do those outside of the dome think of our humanities current progress?
Ooh, this is fun.
So the dome is gone, you guys, like it's gone. All we have left is the firmament, which is like a gelatiny like water. So it's kind of thick and doesn't mix with our atmosphere. So we are in what I would call a terrarium. And if you think about what Earth has been called many times, Terra, we've been in a terrarium for a long time. So really the ice wall is melting, the dome is gone, and
Mhm.
the beings outside, most of them are not in body anymore because they ascended. So they're not in body in our vibration. They are in body in a higher vibration. It feels like they're starting to come back into body.
Hmm.
So we're going to be able to see the Tartarians and um, like all kinds of creatures, lots of ETs, and everybody's very happy with the progress of humanity. So humanity's come a long way. And remember, we were in the deepest, darkest area in the universe, basically, on
Mhm.
this Earth like paradigm that we were in. So we've come a huge amount. And the people that have decided not to ascend, they've already split off. We're in the ascension parallels right now, all of us. And really, how fast you ascend has to do with your traumas. Are you letting go of them? Are you resolving them? Are you working through your parallels? That's really all it is, you know, working on your own consciousness, feeding
Yeah,
your inner child,
that's huge.
having fun.
And
Yeah.
I love how they're spotting all these new animals and creatures, or they thought this one was extinct, but they've got it on
Mhm.
camera. It's just so much fun to see all of that
Yeah,
come
that's
through.
fabulous. So Mama Sabi wants to know. So she's really tired and she's kind of physically in pain. Is she just purging? She is purging. It feels like the pathways aren't totally clear.
Lymph.
Yeah. So you need to work on doing some lymphatic exercise, go for a walk, get in the sauna, get on the shaking machine or what's that other thing called? The rebounder?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I used to do like my feet in cold water and then hot on my head when my lymphatic was feeling stuck in my head, or skin brushing. I did a lot of, and there's some herbs to help with the lymphatic system too.
Yeah. So Emerald is asking, is dairy causing my body odor? I
Oh,
get it's parasites.
parasites are the most common.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So clear out all your elimination pathways, you guys, and work on different ways to cleanse. So right now I'm doing black seed oil and
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the way it tastes, so I just take 2 capsules a day.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, I did a different kind of cleanse. So I'm just like cleansing with different things and I'm not stressing out my body.
Mm-hmm.
And you're also getting different parasites when you use different things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I help a lot of people work on the detox pathways. I'm always checking in on that to make sure that all of those are working well. Skin, lungs, lymph, kidney, liver, et cetera, et cetera. So
Hmm.
it's really important.
Yeah. It is so important. Um, so Natty says, why does my daughter constantly get mouth ulcers? So she's taking lysine.
Mm.
Um, this has to do with past life thing, but
Mhm.
also there is some kind of acidic thing going on in the body. So
I think there's a sensitivity to saliva too.
yeah, it's almost
I would,
like she's acidic.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not working well with the whole system and it's causing that disruption. And I definitely agree with the past life.
Yeah, so do the clearing of the past life and then check into how to alkaline the system more. She needs more alkalinity.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Adding baking soda to the bathtub would also help too, I think.
Yeah. Or if she's brushing her teeth, she could put a little baking soda in there too.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. So Allie wants to know, will her elves come home at some point? Doesn't
Mm.
feel permanent, like it's like a visiting maybe at some point. He doesn't want to live right nearby. Doesn't feel like that works for him.
Free spirit energy, more so, maybe.
Yeah, and also something he doesn't want to see could be uncovered when he's home. So he's avoiding it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what
Free
it feels
spirits
like.
often are avoiding something.
Yeah. So, I mean, you will see him, but it doesn't feel like he's ready to do anything big right now. So, Barbara says my son thinks his 21-year-old daughter is bipolar.
Something
She's
else.
getting interfered with somehow
Mm-hmm.
by some relative that's passed away.
Yes. Hmm, that doesn't feel nice.
No. So I would ask her angels and your family, like maybe loan out an angel from everybody and get that resolved for her. Because it's tweaking her emotional state, is what it feels like.
Yeah, like a switch is turns. You never know when it's gonna
Yeah.
hit.
Yeah, they're not very happy, that relative. So that relative, that soul needs to go home. And it shouldn't even really be here right now. It needs to go home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, it's kind of freaky what happens.
Hmm.
It's less and less than it used to be, but
Yes.
mhm. Ooh, so somebody saw a small black like portal on a cedar tree branch in the
Ooh,
front yard. Is it for the elementals or something else? Feels like fairies or something.
that's the first word that came into my mind too. Just
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah. They're having a blast in your yard.
that's
Um, I would have some treats if you can. They like sparkly things and they like funny things that I would not expect. Like, so they like cake and bourbon and tobacco.
I'm seeing toys too, like
Yeah, probably
little
toys.
something.
They're so funny. Yeah, it's like they have a lot of fun in the party mode. Fairies do. I feel like they're big partiers.
So happy-go-lucky in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Okay, so Sandra wants to know why she's here. So you're here to help raise the frequency.
Mm-hmm.
You're having problems keeping a job. She didn't work out to be an energy healer. I get it's time for you to do something by yourself. Create your own job.
Yep. Empaths often
Reason
don't
it's not,
fit
yeah, you don't
in.
need a boss.
Yeah. Empaths often are targeted in the workplace, especially the toxic ones,
Yeah.
for no
Oh,
reason at all.
so the Delantris is having ear itching for 30 years.
Whoa.
Yeah. So what is going on there? There's not enough lubrication. There's a lot of dryness in there.
I'm seeing that. The white,
Yeah.
yeah, lymphatic and fungus maybe too.
Yeah. Garlic oil.
Mm-hmm. That's an easy one.
Yeah.
And you can
Try
even
that.
massage too. You can massage behind the ear and go down the neck. That'll help to move it out.
Yeah. And do the point where you're like on your foot that has to do with your inner ear. Work on that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something going on in there. And don't use Q-tips, you guys, if your ears are itching all the time, even though you really want to.
Yep. That's an interesting
Yeah.
product. I had ear stuff for years. It finally resolved, but yeah, it was kind of a mess for a while.
Yeah. So Moore says, I sweat very easily and I'm embarrassed how to overcome so I can start doing things I love, like dancing.
Overstimulated?
Yeah,
It's they've got a
it
high
almost feels like
energy.
yeah, high energy, but it's good for them though, too. Like they're
Hmm.
eliminating a lot.
Got to burn it out.
So there is a pill with chlorophyll in it called It Just Works. And it is basically like an internal deodorant.
I take some
So if
greens.
that's part of the problem, then I would take that. It works really well. Um, because I just bought a year. Like they're like, oh, well, you get this huge discount if you buy it for a whole year. And natural deodorants, I mean, they're not the best. They don't work the best.
I use an essential oil just straight up. It's called
Yeah,
purification because it pulls out toxins. And I'm thinking, well, that's a good place to pull out toxins.
right. Because a lot of toxins want to come out through the armpit.
Hmm.
So, um,
And don't shave.
anyway, yeah. Well, that's what I started using is It Just Works. It Just Works.
Yeah, cleanse.
And I was using it for a month and I decided, oh, well, I'm just gonna buy a year's worth because it's so much cheaper and it actually does work.
That's good. I haven't
Yeah.
tried that one.
So there's a fun fact for you guys. All the body stuff. It's so funny.
Oh my goodness.
Um, So Arlene, her partner's having anger issues. So if somebody's triggered and they're getting angry, usually it's because they feel like they can't change it. And they're also not willing to try and change it, to go and look if they keep getting angry.
Hmm.
So I don't know if it was me, like I've had someone in my life in the past who was angry a lot. And finally I just said, what's your problem? Like every time we go do this one thing, you freak out. So what is it that's making you so, you know,
Hmm.
freaked out about it? What is the problem? And when you say that, and you say it not in as mean of a way as I just did, but in a little nicer way, like you say, I don't want to take you anywhere, if that's how it's gonna feel, because it ruins the event, whatever it is.
Hmm.
So whatever is, look at that, like what is going on right then in the dynamics that's causing or triggering the anger, and then ask, what is it about that situation that gets to you, and what do you want to do about it? Because I don't want to watch it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anger is stored in the liver, so there's definitely some things that are hidden there to clean out.
Hmm. Yeah. And I'm definitely more like confrontational with that kind of stuff than some, because I don't want to deal with it anymore. So I just say,
Hmm.
what's going on? Don't like that.
Lay it all out.
Yeah. So, okay. So Robert has PTSD. So your first thing to do is to resolve the PTSD.
Hmm. That's
And
totally
you're gonna have
doable.
to, yeah, find the lesson. And I will say that micro and dosing actually does help with that. It's been shown to help. And it just kind of opens up the pathways, I think, to healing for the PTSD, because it's a program. It's like a program of stress that's been deposited
Hmm.
in the body, and you have to allow the body to release it, because you don't want to continue to live through the lens of that, whatever caused the PTSD.
Right.
Um, so work on that first before you worry about your purpose,
And
I
you
would
can take
say.
it one little trigger at a time, whatever you want to call it, and look at the roots of that and, where did that come from? Why is it looping around and around? and how to stop it.
Yeah. And that for that, I would, reach out for help with probably an energy healer. Amelia does sessions still.
And I healed
So,
my own PTSD, so I can definitely see it pretty easily.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, find someone that resonates for sure.
yeah, that's what I would do. So skin is a huge place where detox happens. So Lisa's asking about healing her skin.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I hate to say this word again, but parasites are really important to get out of the body.
Yes.
Yeah, because that is part of what's going on with your skin because it's detoxing. And dairy actually really contributes to eczema. I do know that.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes other food sensitivities, but again, parasites are often the side effect of that too, or vice versa. I'm picking up liver gallbladders, kind of where they're hiding primarily, but they're kind of all over. They just do what they want, like little narcissists. So
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. So, Saima, I do not want to meditate anymore, is what I think she was trying to say. Is it due to a psychic attack? I don't like meditating. I get distracted. I want to create instead. So do what feels good to you. Go for a walk, go sit with a
mhm,
tree. You don't have to sit and be still and try and blank your mind. It
mm-mm,
just, if you're not into it right now, then it's not working for you right now and it's okay. I
mhm,
don't feel like you're getting a psychic attack. You
mm-mm,
may have a shadow that wants to be healed, but it doesn't feel very close, really. Like it feels like it's just, you know, like it's fluttering around you a little bit, but not poking you yet. So, and you can ask your angels to do that. Your soul, so the soul is the one with the shadows. So you ask your soul and you ask your angels to help you clear the shadow and reintegrate the shadow into the oversoul.
mhm.
Now, if you have trauma, that goes with the inner child.
Yes.
So you heal that in a little different way. Yep. Okay. How will med beds be introduced to the public? Slowly, so it comes in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what I was hearing too. Same word.
Yep.
Eh. And kind of meditated too, like premeditated, like they're already like sending out little messages that are kind of
Mhm.
leaking out, but it's not really mainstream yet.
Yeah, it almost feels like they'll test the idea out on people who go to natural health clinics and stuff like that.
Hmm. Yep, that's what I'm
And
seeing.
yeah, so remember too that our bodies are healing themselves at this point now. We just don't know it yet, so we haven't really allowed it to happen as much. But the purges actually help you heal.
Yes. And someone else
Yeah.
even tuned into how the patches too are kind of that precursor bridge to the med beds as well. So people are really picking up on that energy
Mhm.
right now, for sure.
Yeah, they are a great bridge. Um, so Mary says, honey, is that why there's so much rain falling in Ireland?
Hmm.
Because the dome is gone.
Mm,
No, it's like an equalizing of weather. And also people expect a lot of rain in Ireland, so you're getting a lot of rain.
yeah, and there's something with the Fey
It's an
realm too.
attraction point.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
because someone had said, "Oh, that's
Yeah, the Fae.
portal area for them," and I'm like, that really resonated to
Mhm.
me. So maybe they're becoming more active.
It might be a cleansing too.
Hmm.
Um, yeah.
Light codes come into the rain for sure.
And then Allie's asking, will the banga come up from inside the earth? I don't know what the banga
I
is.
don't either. I get
I
a
get
no.
no. I
Me
don't know what
too.
it is. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, I get a no. Oh,
Huh.
beings.
Oh, there it is.
She wrote in there beings later.
I see
Um,
it.
yeah, I still get no for right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're not ready for them yet. And I don't feel like they want to come out of the earth in this area. It kind of feels like when we get to the point where we're outside of where the ice wall was,
Mhm.
that feels more doable for them.
Yeah. There might be a few
Yeah,
hot spots, but not too many really.
no.
Mm-mm.
The firmament is space. So the firmament is like endless. So a long time ago I tuned into space and I got it was a plasma. So think of kind of a gelatinous type, thick. It's thick. And you get through space, like the ETs get through space, through like portals and fascia type looking things. So when you see Star Trek and they act like space is just empty, I'm sure that that was created on purpose. That was part of like the, lie that's been going on. And
Mm-hmm.
you also see when the rockets, have you seen the rockets hit, Amelia, and they just go,
Yes.
they like skim. So
Uh-huh.
they look like a boat going across. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're basically eventually, which I feel like is soon because the veil is gone. As soon as our mind can handle it, more and more of us will be very aware of what everything actually looks like. Yeah.
So exciting.
Mm-hmm. Uh, so Lisa wants to know, is her son being blocked from the water agency job? I get no, but I also feel like all the timeline shifts aren't really helping him
Mm-hmm.
procure that job. Like
Doesn't
it's kind of all over the place.
almost like a protection, like it's not for the highest good.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I just pulled a card. I think his mind is expanding. That's what I'm getting.
Oh yeah. That's beautiful. Um, let's see. So somebody had a ship come and get them from the astral, and it came through the ceiling of their bedroom.
Oh,
That's awesome. I
yeah.
love that. Um, everybody had, oh, so Chris had a massive weight loss transformation after making huge life changes and is taking collagen. And flaxseed oil, you guys, who Chris is mentioning, is amazing for parasites.
Mm-hmm.
As
And
far
liver.
as food goes, it's the best food that gets rid of parasites. You have to make sure it's refrigerated because it degrades very fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's really good for liver health as well. Anything else?
Mhm. So Sima is saying, why is there puffiness and swelling on my face? I feel like this is adrenal fatigue.
Yep, adrenal
Uh,
thyroid combo, for sure. I spent years
yeah.
with that. Hmm.
So
Yeah.
try and support those areas of your body. Yeah.
Hmm.
And maybe we can do a show on that because we were going to do an adrenal next. So we'll record a health show on the adrenal and the thyroid.
Yep, I could talk for days on those both.
Yeah, me too.
Very
So
personal.
Joni's asking if her yellow lab Maggie will return. She died 6 years ago. Yeah, I get a solid yes.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily think she's gonna be a dog.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Different animal?
Yeah, feels like a different animal. I feel like
Hmm.
she is a different animal right now, and she may become another animal before you get to see her again. It almost feels like she's a raccoon or a squirrel or something like that that's more wild.
People are having pets now as squirrels. It's so adorable.
They are
Um,
so adorable. They are unfortunately very fat though too, some of them, a lot of them.
that
Which I
yeah,
don't think
sadly
is
that I
that
don't
good for
know.
them.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
So,
I was
yeah,
thinking the same thing. They're so cute.
they're so cute. Yeah. Let's see. Why does dog hair drive me so crazy?
That's what I was reading too.
Cat
Um,
hair drives me crazy and I can't keep up with it.
I can't
So
either with my dog's
it
white
is
hair.
not a, I feel like in general, we're sick of cleaning.
Yeah.
Like there's a big disconnect from
Hmm.
cleaning, and like to do the dishes to me is like a torture. And I do them because I don't want them, you have to do your dishes, but it still feels very unpleasant for some reason. So I'm trying to switch that as much as I can, quite a bit, because I don't think we're going to be cleaning in the same way too
Hmm.
much longer. And somehow we know that.
Yep.
So we're very discontent about it. And that to me has been going on for like over a year.
Oh, for me, yeah, for a long
Yeah.
time. We need our Rosie from the Jetsons.
Yeah. So dark circles and bags under your eyes. It does feel like there's liver stuff. I feel like that's also adrenal
It
a little
kidney and
bit.
adrenal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yep, for sure. Is there probably not detoxing well. And then the
Yeah.
stress on the body is causing that to be sluggish.
Yeah. So work with your lymphatic system and support those organs.
Hmm.
Yeah. Will humanitarians get to go before the public? I get no. It'll be all at the same time. Now, I'm thinking of the straw and the man.
Hmm.
So I feel like that will happen at right around the same time as the project, funds. Yeah.
Yep, I think you're right.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of places are raining. So I don't know if you guys saw it, but HAARP is now being taken out. And they're only saying this for Alaska, but I think that's probably a message that it's worldwide.
Hmm.
So I don't think we'll have very many pockets left pretty
Good.
quick here. Yeah.
And some states are even creating bills to, you know, ban certain things in the air, and
Yep.
it's fun to see that.
So Hope's dog Stevie, he went blind and then he passed really quickly and he was still pretty young. I feel like he's a fox right now.
Hmm. I confirm
So
that.
he is having the time of his life acting wild, being wild. Um, you will see him again as well.
Hmm.
I feel like he wants to come in as a bigger animal.
I just heard
So if you have
horse.
a
Oh.
horse, yeah, a horse or a donkey, yeah. Yeah, Amelia and I are on the same wavelength. Yeah, so kind of be aware that that could be your dog. Yeah. Okay, so Becky, her daughter passed 2.5 years ago. When will I see her again? You see her in the astral all the time.
Hmm.
But you'll be able to know that you're seeing her soon. And I feel like she's going to tell you her plans. She wants to tell you. That's what comes through. So she doesn't want us telling you. She
Great.
wants to tell you.
She's there all the time, pretty much.
Yeah. Everybody's happy that we're doing this. So thank you guys.
Yes, it's so fun. I
Yeah.
love this.
Yeah. Nobody likes cleaning. I don't blame you guys.
My
Oh, but
kids really
Deborah,
don't.
she meditates while she washes the dishes and it goes faster. I'm gonna try that.
I get downloads a lot when I'm cooking or doing dishes, things that I'm just going through the motions.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a meditative state for me.
So Nikki wants us to talk about castor oil. So castor oil is a great thing that penetrates the skin and it pulls poison through the pores. So everything you put on your skin gets to your bloodstream in 26 seconds.
Hmm.
So you want to remember that. But castor oil as an oil is something that actually penetrates better because some oils can't get in.
Hmm.
And it's tremendously healing. It pulls out all kinds of toxins.
Hmm. Increases
And
circulation to that
yeah,
area. Yeah, it just takes out any stuck energies that are causing issues.
hmm,
You've mentioned around the belly button is a good place. And then I clicked on the
yeah,
video that said the ways I did it wrong, and I haven't watched it yet, but it was intriguing. Um,
yeah. So you can put it on your neck. You can put it wherever it hurts. When I had that thyroid issue, when I just ate soy all the time, my face swelled and I had a lip that was probably 5 times the normal size. And I went home early because I was at work and I'm like, I have to go. Man, my lip's gonna explode. So I went home and I put castor oil on it, and an hour later, it was almost normal.
Mhm.
So it pulled all that irritation out. And I probably did castor oil packs for 6 months straight during that period because that, issue caused so much candida in my body.
Mhm.
So
There's so
castor
much
oil
on
is
that.
amazing.
We could do a whole show
Yeah.
on that alone too.
Yeah, like we should. We could do adrenal and then castor oil.
Hmm.
I'm gonna write that down because I'll forget.
I will too.
Um, so Leah wants to know, should she stay on Maui or move?
Ooh.
It leans more towards stay for me, but it's not 100% either.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
I'm feeling both back and forth. So it's like
Yeah.
undecided. Now's not the time to make the decision.
Yeah, just let it be for now. Oh, somebody's gardening. That's awesome. I am not a great gardener. I would say try and listen to the plants. Uh, yeah, I have millions of seeds. I have house plants that do not look as good as they should.
Same.
So that's not my gift.
Nope.
Um, let's see. So Kessler has anxiety while driving over bridges and in stores. So it's the energy you're feeling. So I would clear the bridge before you pass it or go over the top of it.
Hmm.
Basically like push, I do silver. So I just push silver out and you could just imagine that the bridge has become the liquid silver, like, and then hardens. Um, but you clear up all the energy that way.
Yep.
So
And
that
I
really helps.
I have a lot of struggle just driving on highways with all the stressful energies. I feel every car going around me. And so yeah, the shielding is huge. Or I take back roads. So
Yeah. And don't shield your car with silver, shield it with
hmm.
like a force field that's green and
Hmm.
bright and when you go into a store, do the same thing to your body. Like put yourself in a bubble and you can clear the whole store if you want to. You can just fill the
Hmm.
whole store with pink and you can pull it out and send it off to source. And then that store will be filled with like blank energy, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But you're feeling everybody's energy.
Yep. And some days when those energies are really big, like we've been going through those transitions, it's even harder at the stores. And so I have to do extra shielding or just wait till the next day to
Mm.
go myself. But
Yeah, I used to clear like the whole building before I walked into it. And I find now I don't have to as much
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
because I've gotten used to being like, it's almost like the armor goes up automatically or something.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, it used to be stressful. And even driving into town, like being in town, because the energies were out of whack. So I'd have to clear the whole town.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do that, you guys. You really can. It
Yeah.
does not take that much effort.
No,
Yeah.
just practice. That's it.
Yeah. So Betty says her cat's been sick. I get hairballs.
Oh, is
Yeah,
liver related to our hairballs? I feel like they're
maybe.
liver. I think they are. I think I remember that. Yeah, I'm getting a yes on that with my
Okay.
pendulum.
Yeah, so work with her liver and see if you can get maybe some coconut oil into her so those hairballs can pass out of her body.
Mm-hmm.
My mother, when she was in high school, one of the girls was chewing on her hair and they had to operate on her because she had a ball of hair in her stomach.
Whoa,
Yeah, it's crazy.
that's wild.
So if you guys have an all of a sudden, because a lot of people are saying all of a sudden I have this, um, it's because it's coming from a parallel. So you want to ask your angels, your soul, to deal with that parallel. Because if you're having a sudden ache and pain that is not normal, it's coming from one of the other parts of you that needs to be resolved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to do a quick answer to the tonsil stones. That's liver, typically. I went back a little bit, but
Yeah. Um, so Liz is asking about hair growth. Horse tail is very good. Collagen is very good.
mm-hmm.
Um,
Clean slate I've
yeah,
used for that. And then the patches people are also saying too.
right. Yeah, a lot of the things that we choose to do, we don't talk about them until we know they work
Mm-hmm.
too.
Yep.
And
I've tried
silica
those.
is a big part of hair and bone and all that. Nails,
Mm-hmm.
which is what the clean slate is.
Yeah. I went through a few bouts just over the last 5 years where it would hair loss and then the clean slate would clear it up. Now I moved on to more other support for that just as we're transitioning
Hmm.
energetically and physically. It's fun.
Yeah. So somebody's asking, I lost it. Will their son connect? I think it was Kimberly. Um, will my youngest son reconnect with you soon? Feels like a few months out, really.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like it's soon. It feels like 3, 4 months.
Lots of decisions being made, it feels like too, or
Yeah.
thinking about things.
So just hold space for him. Um, yeah, I mean, that's kind of, I don't see a whole lot more questions really.
Thank
I
yous.
do like collagen too. I'm taking like one that has all the collagens in it. And I gotta say, you guys, your morning coffee is something that is great to dump lots of stuff into.
Mm-hmm.
So my coffee has very little coffee in it. It's mostly mushrooms and, weird stuff in my coffee. And that takes away the need for all the pills. So collagen can go into your coffee too, if you
Mm-hmm.
get
It's
yeah.
usually flavorless, and then I would add grass-fed butter sometimes if you can tolerate that, and or coconut
Mhm.
oil, or some
Ghee.
people even put like,
Yeah.
yeah, like a raw egg if you trust the source.
Yeah. So JD is asking, is my younger sister who passed around me, they're feeling someone? I get yes on that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and she's being supportive, and she's also doing a little vicarious living through you, feels like.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's checking in on Ascension. She's like, oh, what's going on? She wants to go see what's happening. So she's enjoying it. And you'll be able to see her soon and follow your intuition. If you feel like something is happening and that's the person who it is, then it probably is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, even
Uh,
every time I think of my dog that passed almost 5 years ago, she's right here, right here.
yeah. So Shelly is diabetic and she's been trying to heal an open wound. Um,
Pineal gland, pineal and pituitary gland healing. I'm picking up initially because the big toe is connected to the head. There's more to it.
yeah. So there's some work to do with your glandular system. I would see a naturopath, honestly, because you don't want to mess around with it too much.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and bring that up to the naturopathic doctor, the things that Amelia said.
Mm-hmm.
But comfrey is a great healer, but I feel like there's something that's not allowing it to really heal completely.
Yeah, something might be looping and not
Yeah.
moving forward.
Cut contracts too.
Yes.
Oh, so high ground has leaking ears and itchy ears. So your ears are not draining properly. That's what I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to look at that pathway, below your ear where it goes down into your lymphatics.
Mm-hmm.
I would work with that.
Especially if it's a lot of clear liquid coming out or clearish yellowish, but not wax.
Yeah. So Katie, the way that you manifest a healthy relationship is that you have a healthy and loving relationship with yourself first,
Mm-hmm.
and then you won't accept anything less than a healthy relationship.
1000%. I'm there
Mhm.
with you. I went through some toxic stuff.
Yeah. So Leah's having challenges for her relationship over the last 6 weeks. Yeah, that is part of like the clearing of what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
I would just hold space for it and just kind of hang out for a little while, see how it
Yeah,
goes.
we're
You
not in
may
a,
be in a different parallel slightly.
yeah, either it'll work out once we get into a different space, and maybe you guys specifically, it'll be a little more clear or obvious.
Yeah. So I feel like we've been doing this for a really long time. So,
It went so fast.
because you
You're
have to
right.
go back to work. So, I want to say thank you to you guys. Like, it's been absolutely beautiful answering all your questions.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna try and do a live once a week, but it will be different people. But it doesn't always work out, but we're gonna try. And I like doing these unannounced. It's actually more fun.
Yeah, I've always been that way. I don't schedule very well. I try, but
Yeah.
I don't do
So
the
we just
same
want to
thing.
say thank you to everybody because it's been fabulous.
So
Yep.
much fun. Yeah. Just shows we're all working through similar things too. It's awesome.
We are. And just take care of yourselves through this transition that we're in. We're in another really big transition. So
Mhm.
just kind of pay attention to your own heart space and how you're feeling.
Stay
Okay.
hydrated, rest when you need to, and just enjoy it.
Yes. Just enjoy it. Enjoy those waves. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Sending you lots of love. Thank you, Amelia.